Shalom and welcome, my friends. Today we're beginning something very special, a journey of discovery, understanding, and truth. We are going to explore something that most people have never even heard of. However, it is one of the most ancient identities in the world. Who is a Noahide? To answer that, we need to go all the way back, not just to Sinai, but to the very beginning of humanity. When the Creator made Adam and Eve, God did not just place them in a beautiful garden. God gave them responsibility. According to Jewish tradition, God gave Adam 6 foundational commandments, basic moral instructions meant for all human beings. Do not worship idols, do not curse the Creator, do not murder, do not steal, avoid forbidden sexual relationships, establish courts of justice to build a fair and stable society. These instructions were not given to a specific religion or nation, they were given to the very first human beings. That means they are universal. They apply to every person, everywhere, because they are rooted in the very act of creation itself, the will of God. Later, after the great flood, God renewed His divine covenant with humanity through Noah. At that point, God added a 7th commandment: do not eat the limb of a living animal. This 7th completed what are known as the 7 laws of the children of Noah. Then, from that moment on, these 7 became the divine moral foundation incumbent upon all of humanity to adhere to. They were not Jewish law, but rather they were laws for the entire world to abide by. In a sense, they are God's gift to the world to assist in its preservation. Now, you might wonder, why particularly these 7? They are not just good ideas or simply common sense. They are the very minimum divine standards for a functioning moral civilization. Without them, then the world can, God forbid, fall into chaos. However, with them, then each and every person, anywhere in the world, throughout all generations, can live a life that is noble in the eyes of the Creator, even achieving holiness. The following is something truly beautiful. Jewish tradition teaches that a non-Jew who accepts these 7 laws because they were commanded by God is considered righteous. He or she is not a second-class believer. He or she is inside the circle. They can be truly righteous and be granted a share in the eternal world to come. One does not need to convert to Judaism. As a Noahide, one does not need to take on all the commandments which were given to the Jewish people. Your path is different and you are a loyal servant in the eyes of God. It is the path of the Noahide, ancient, pure, and powerful. According to their teachings, when the Torah was given, God did not hide His wisdom. He offered it to all the nations. Only Israel accepted the full responsibilities of adherence to all of the commandments of the Torah. The Israelites were chosen for greater responsibilities because they chose to accept all of the 613 commandments. However, that does not mean that the rest of the world was left behind. On the contrary, the 7 laws remained as the eternal spiritual mission and responsibility to adhere to for all of humanity. Their mystical writings, like the Zohar, even teaches that the nations of the world carry sparks of holiness. They are souls full of divine light. Consequently, when a person lives in harmony with the Creator's will, even without being Jewish, they illuminate the world with truth. This is not a religion, it's a relationship between every non-Jewish person, you and the Creator of the universe. Now let us return to our question. Who is a Noahide? A Noahide is someone who is not Jewish, but it is someone who believes in the God of Israel. It is someone who accepts the truth of the Torah, not as their own national law, but as a divine source which gives divine guidance, and chooses to live by acceptance of these 7 divine commandments. They live accordingly, not just because they make sense, but rather because they come from God. The following is important. A person might already be kind, honest, and moral. However, when they intentionally follow these 7 laws out of awareness that their moral living is based upon the Creator's command, then something changes. Their life is transformed into something more than simply morality. Their life is saturated with and becomes holy. Their life is elevated and follows a spiritual divine path. Fortunately today, more and more people around the world are waking up to these truths. They're realizing, I don't need to change who I am. I just need to become who I was created to be by God. If something in your heart awakened to these ideas and is stirring right now, if your soul feels drawn towards these words, perhaps it is because this is your very truth. Maybe you've always been a Noahide and did not know it. However, now you're finally giving it a name and a divine purpose, connecting your actions and thoughts to the Creator. In future videos, we will explore each one of these 7 laws. We will uncover 1. The depth of what they really mean. 2. The importance of why they matter so much. 3. What they reveal about our Creator. 4. And how they can transform and improve our lives. This is more than just a podcast. This is a return to something ancient yet very applicable in the modern age. It is something eternal. It is a glorious path that began with Adam, was renewed through Noah, transmitted via God's revelation, and now continues with you. Welcome to walk on the divine path of the children of Noah. Warmly, Shalom.